we're back with another chapter of Expect the Unexpected by Arctic Vulpix. We are now on chapter 45. If you want to follow along, chapter link is in the description below as always. So let's get started. Chapter 45. Hospital. Ruby woke up with a groan. She recognized the familiar feeling of pain medication and wondered what she did this time to end up in the hospital. Was she playing with fireworks again? Hello, my Ruby. Haven't seen you in a while. An amused voice came from her left. Ruby cracked open an eye and looked up at the familiar form of Dr. Cecil. The black-haired woman was the only doctor who could deal with her nonsense without tearing her hair out. The teenager smirked up at her. Hey, Doc. Long time no see. The doctor rolled her eyes as she checked Ruby's pulse and blood pressure. I don't understand how you managed to get into so much trouble, she sighed. Ruby screwed up her face as she thought back to what happened this time. She felt an ache in her arm as she shifted it. Her arm. She was going to kill that rabbit. Dr. Cecil raised an eyebrow at her murderous expression. So, someone else is going to end up in the hospital? She asked as she wrote down some numbers. A bloody case usually follows that look. Ruby growled. Hell yes! Brat broke my arm, she yelled indignantly. Her furious gaze flickered down to her new cast. I'm not gonna ask, the doctor muttered after a moment of silence. You're stuck with us overnight for observation, and then you go home and all's fine in the morning. Marie groaned loudly. Oh, come on. I hate overnight visits, she whined. Dr. Cecil chuckled. I know that. That's why they made me tell you, since you're less likely to throw something at me. Ruby stuck her tongue out at the old woman. You'll probably sleep off the pain meds and tranquilizer all night anyway. She patted Ruby's arm comfortably. The teen tried to stifle a yawn, not really wanting to agree with her. The doctor laughed again before bidding her good night and leaving. Ruby glared at the ceiling for a long moment as she was full of sleep. She eventually succumbed, though, as she imagined all the lovely things she would do to that stupid blue rabbit when she was back. By the time Dr. Cecil came back for her morning rounds, the nurses were begging her to discharge Ruby. She had already got her wheelchair raised down wax floors and snuck into the x-ray room to get a look at her skeleton again, kidnapped a patient and locked them in the MRI machine, and driven everyone nearby up the walls with her antics. She grinned wildly at the doctor when she came to check on her. For some reason, there was a nurse banging from the inside of the bathroom and yelling while confetti drifted slowly through the air. Dr. Cecil shook her head and let the poor nurse out before doing her checkup. Well, to everyone else's relief, you're fit to be discharged. She smiled as Ruby cheered happily. Her cheer was echoed down through the ward by staff and patients alike. Ruby grabbed her things and the prescription the doctor wrote out and raced for the doors. Be careful, Ruby. Don't want to see you here for a while, she called phonily, while the fleeing teen, who was dodging around wheelchair-bound patients at full speed. Ruby came storming into the pizzeria, scouting visitors and employees alike. Rabbit! She screamed, swinging her bat rather haphazardly. She's medicated, isn't she? Chica whispered to Freddie fearfully. The bear nodded silently. You can tell us apart from rabbits, right? The chicken asked after a moment. I'm purple, not blue, Bonnie squeaked in terror when her eyes landed on him. Ruby paused and cocked her head. More like Lilac Bunny, Boo. She grinned lopsidedly. I'm gonna kill your bad copy now. Bye! She raced off, and Toby's shrill screams soon followed as the bots all distracted the children from the possible homicide happening in the next room. I'm going to kill you, Ruby snarled. Manic, dangerous light danced in her eyes as she stood on his chest, bat pointed at his face. So, now he was fearing for his life a second time in 24 hours. He screamed again. Nowhere around the children! Goldie jumped into the fray and picked Ruby up. You'll traumatize them, even though he does deserve it. Ruby twisted in her arms and snarled, trying to hit the rabbit scrambling away from her at full speed. I'm gonna make you wish that you were dismantled, she yelled. He ran away to hide while Goldie worked on calming the irate security guard. You could hit him during your shift, the bear compromised. Rory paused. Fine, she muttered hold on, petulantly. Goldie started down gently, and she sulked. The bear started fussing over her cast when she was settled. Fine, the teenager mumbled. They were quiet for a moment. So, what happened to his chest, by the way? Ruby asked softly. Oh, Foxy did that, remember? He attacked Toby after he hurt you. Ruby thought back. I vaguely remember something like that, she murmured. He was kind of in shock. That's understandable, Goldie nodded. Where are you going? Ruby looked back at her with a sharp grin. The Cove. Gotta thank Foxy for getting started on him already, after all. She said sweetly. Get some tips on damaged parts I can hit tonight. She left the room and Goldie shivered. Ruby was still pretty darn terrifying sometimes. And that's the end of chapter 45. That's pretty short. Okay. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the chapter. If you did, leave a like. Go leave a comment. We're done here. Link is in the description. Go leave the offer some love. Go. We're done. And be sure to subscribe. I upload new videos every Friday and Saturday. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video.